Outward is a 2019 survival souls-like with a gorgeous world and emotional soundtracks. And while we sit here waiting for Outward 2, let's talk. With its brutal defeat mechanics, it can be a pain even for optimal builds. So what weapon am I choosing for my first challenge run? None.
What?
Why, you ask?
Because some men just want to watch the world burn.
This is Anton Blue Sand, and this is Outward, with only torches and lanterns. The objective for this run is to complete the main quest of the base game, using only Flamethrower and Throw Lantern as sources of damage. No attacks or skills dealing any amount of damage are allowed. Also no sidetracking. I can only enter new regions if a main or parallel quest sends me there, or if I've cleared all mini-bosses in the previous regions. I'm using 2 quality of life mods, more information in the description. That said, let's light it up. We create our smoking hot pyromaniac. Pick the legacy from our sweet grandma. She promised me a virgin collection, so I'm expecting Funko Pops. And we step into a rye. We learn that we owe a debt to our tribe in Ciezo, so naturally we try to fix our financial situation the smart way, by setting sail with Izan to find riches. It goes about as well as you'd expect. The ship crashes, sinks, and everyone dies. We wake up on a beach, broke and alone. Absolute gameplay. First off, I remove all attack keys to make sure I don't use any weapons by mistake. Then, I look at the only ability on the hotbar, Push Kick, which I cannot use. While normally used to stagger enemies, it also deals 10 points of damage, so that's a no. I also cannot use similar skills like Mana Push, nor traps on summons, as they still count as indirect damage. Ironically, the first thing we find is a torch, and I wonder, which skills can we use? Throw Lantern, which we have, but it consumes the lantern, which we don't have. And Flamethrower, which requires mana first. So for now we scavenge everything in sight, avoid a pair of hungry hyenas, and find Hizan, who somehow survived.
What you need?
Then, because almost drowning is exhausting, we take a nap. We wake up back home in Ciezo, time to gear up. New clothes, a backpack, a PB&J sandwich minus the PB for the road, our first lantern. So happy to be alive.
Rise and shine, Trog spawn!
The blood price is sacred.
You'll regret you ever came home! Enough of this!
The people of Ciezo want me dead. Risa, the town's leader, somehow stops the mob from ripping me apart and gives me 5 days to either pay up, get a tribal favor, or lose my house.
Remember, you only have a few days.
Aren't video games a nice escape from reality?
May your ancestors watch over you.
I dodge small talk and get to work. My goals for now are to get a tribal favor and to learn fitness and mace infusion skills. Oh look, it's Roland, Hizan's brother.
Oh, what brings you here? How's my brother doing?
Maybe he knows something about the lighthouse.
Yeah, shame about the shipwreck. Accidents like this happen all the time. Not a clue. It wasn't me though, that's for sure.
Well, it was fucking one of yes.
Okay then.
Amber, my friend.
We grab the fitness skill for extra HP, get a less shit backpack, buy a mace, talk to Burak,
Here, there you go.
who gives me the mace infusion skill for free. This is our only non-damaging weapon skill, allowing us to parry elemental projectiles and gain an elemental boon in exchange.
All right. I feel comfortable letting you outside the walls.
With that sorted, we leave Ciezo through the storage back door. Get a spare lantern, squeeze through a crack in the wall, ignore some troglodytes not worth our lantern, and end up back on the beach. We find somebody from Ciezo bleeding out. We throw some bandages at him, gaining our tribal favor.
Ow! Don't think I'm fit to run back home just yet.
Risa takes the favor,
Well done.
and we learn that Roland's entire bloodline now owes a blood price because he slept on the job and did not turn the lighthouse on. This means Izan is also screwed, so he does the logical thing again and joins the heroic Kingdom of Levant to live his best life in the desert.
We'll go by ocean as far as we can, then leg it across the Abrassar desert on foot.
Legend.
Likewise, my friend.
All right.
Meanwhile, Oliel, Risa's daughter, joins the holy mission in the swamp.
The holy mission is about more than just working under a manifested god.
Nerd.
There you are. Urgent news just came in.
Risa herself leaves for Berg, where we'll meet her later.
It's your choice.
But first we need to get this magic sorted. At the moment our only source of damage is throwing lanterns, which is not very sustainable. So before anything else, we need mana. We head straight to Conflux Mountain, which has 3 paths leading to the Leyline. We take the Blue Chamber route. Blue skulls mark the way. We follow the skull trail through the labyrinth, get lost anyway, aggro heavy troglodyte in the mountain, but eventually stumble into the Leyline. To unlock mana, we sacrifice 15 health and stamina for 60 mana. We also get 2 free spells, Spark and Revealed Soul. Together they let us see and burn the souls of the dead to regain mana, because apparently setting them on fire while alive wasn't enough.
Welcome, Mage.
The first Watcher teaches us our main source of damage, Flamethrower.
May your talent for magic only grow stronger.
2.5 second animation lock, no dodging, no parry. The second Watcher gives us the cool boon, for added cold damage and resistance, and hot weather protection. A sip of spicy water grants us the warm boon for added fire damage and resistance. And we're ready for our first mini-boss, the Glacial Tuanosaur. As the name suggests, it's weak to fire, which means that we have the element of advantage. No, the advantage of the element. No, it's like a truck. And Flamethrower almost locks me in place for 2.5 seconds, so I need to wait for the right openings. True to its name, the Watcher watches idly.
I've seen horrors.
But the burning damage over time will do its job. The cold-blooded creature falls, not thanks to the 5th wire here, and we get some scale leather, first of 3 to get a better backpack. Back into the Blue Chamber path to clean up the mess gathered behind the door. Mace Imbue comes handy to get the Mist boon and gain ethereal resistance. The trogs aren't hard if not for the damn pink ones, which heal a lot. However, if I stay in melee range, I can bait them into staff attacks instead of healing. This floating pretzel here is an ethereal elemental, and it goes down in 2 flames. Luckily it drops an elemental particle, which I'll need for enchantments later. 2 more mana troglodytes hide nearby. I fight them separately, which reduces the pain of reciprocal healing. I finish cleaning up, mine some palladium from one of the only 2 palladium nodes in the entire Chersonese, and fight a mana mantis sparing its burst, mana. Crafting a Fang Great Axe for a future project, and after some alchemical tinkering we get our first Ice Flame Torch for some crisp cold flamethrower damage. Back into the flooded chamber, a normal Tuanosaurus spawned now that the mini-boss has been killed. Unfortunately not weak to fire, but weak to cold instead. A bit hairy or scaly, but it goes down in the same way, and grants us our second scale leather. I take one of their boats to return to the surface, and finally breathe fresh air again. Now that we've learned the ropes, let's pick up the pace. Quick stop in Cierzo to rest and sell junk. Then back on the road. In a small cave we meet a friendly Immaculate. We'll roast plenty of them later, but this one teaches us the Possessed boon, for added decay damage and resistance. Back to Conflux Mountain, this time through the Levant path. One Frost Witch gets flambéed, and we drop down. Some trogs are made into shish kebab, but that should have reminded me that just like a donor, what goes around, comes around.
Ring-a-ring-a roses, a pocket full of poses, a tissue, we all fall down.
The first defeat is always the most embarrassing. Luckily I woke up just on the floor upstairs instead of the other side of the map a week later. So back down to business. Deeper in the belly of the mountain, we find a rock mantis. Burning does most of the rock grinding. Nothing will ever beat burning. Right? Right? But now for the reason we're actually here, this rusty bionicle. Sword golems have a fast lunge attacks, sharp hand, immune to burning, fantastic. I kite it behind a gate and cheese it with 5 flamethrowers. Even then, it almost kills me through the grate. I guess the cheese grates both ways. It drops a broken sword. One more and we can craft a 300 silver weapon. Worth it? Let me know in the comments. Either way, glad it's over. Surely I won't meet another one anytime soon, right? We find tourmaline, used for advanced enchantments, and 1 power coil. One more and we can get the best backpack in the game. We step into Ghost Pass. Ghosts go down in 1 flamethrower cast, including burning, but doing it hitless is quite an elusive task. A ghost toast here, grilled cheese there, and take a side path. This is not required, but a chance to grab our final scale leather. 2 Illuminator horrors way below. They heal each other, so I dump all my mana into as many flamethrowers as possible to quickly snuff their light. No scaled leather. I mine the second and final palladium node in the Chersonese, then up the elevator. I unlock the 4th shortcut, another red ghost gets fenced off, and it's time for the mini-boss, Rusted Enforcer. This green limited edition bionicle is immune to burning, so I have to flamethrow dog it, no damage over time. But unlike the last one, I fight it legit. I time my icy flames between swings, using slow down to walk backward and cast safely. It's a tense fight, I have to hide, heal and be patient. Eventually it collapses, rusted and defeated. Second broken sword acquired, time to leave. Outside we take on the friendly neighborhood shell horror and its pet hyena. Out of nowhere a lightning crustacean crushes the party, turning this into a hardest shell competition. I step aside and let nature take its course. Then boil them both in their own scales. Hey, our final scaled leather! The horror's chitin becomes a horror great axe worth 750 silvers, and we can craft our new backpack, getting 10 more bulk and the ability to fast roll. Truly a suck shells full encounter.
Listen to me!
We reach the lair of the Cabal Hermit. He teaches us the way of the 4 winds, and we get our first breakthrough, Shamanic Resonance, which increases whole boon bonuses to 30%. We visit an abandoned cellar to get a bottle of wine. We pay a visit to Vanessa's tomb a few yards away. I have no idea who she was in life, but voices in my head tell me to drink the wine that we just found. I'm not an alcoholic. I can stop when I want. Anyway, the ghost of Vanessa likes our spirit, and we get a Zarstone. On the other side of the tombs and the corruption lays the entrance to the corrupted tombs. Immediately past the entrance, our next mini-boss, the accursed Wendigo, and an ice elemental. I open the dancers by throwing my lantern to immediately get the ball burning. Very weak to fire, it won't take long for it to die. I just need not to be hit. Wendy gone, I dispatched the frosted pretzel, but the exit is blocked by some sort of force field, so I head deeper into the cave, where more corruption awaits. We are healed by a talking skull.
Listen!
And rudely interrupted by the Illuminate Orched.
Ah, there we go!
Myriad here wants us to find the rest of his body.
Let's feel for the others now. One arm feels like it's someplace kinda high up. One arm feels like there's a campfire not far away. My missing leg feels like it's someplace low and open.
I could just smash it to unlock the exit, but his funny bone tickled me, so I looked for his limbs. One arm. Another arm. Leg. Done. He gives me some century-old fish stew, and the exit is open. We unlock the gate outside back into the Chersonese. Had we had our second power coil, we could have gone and retrieved the ultimate backpack from the nearby Montcalm bandit camp. But I guess we'll have to Montcalm and carry on. We have outgrown the Chersonese, but 3 mini-bosses remain, and I've got gas in the tank. So let's blaze the trail. Rapid fire. First stop, Blister Burrow. a low-level Trog dungeon near Siezo. We are overgeared, so they melt. The Trog Archmage barely qualifies as a mini-boss. And Archmage is Archmaid. Are you okay, madam? Next, across Conflux Mountain, a rope bridge leads to an ancient pirate hideout. Inside we face Mad Captain's bones. Should be an easy ghost, but I'm an idiot and nearly get turned into one myself. Still, burning wins, and the Mad Captain gets mad-capped. This also kicks a multi-region treasure hunt for another Zarstone, but I'm not interested. On our way to the Abrassar forest, we stop by our shipwreck. A semi-hidden passage leads to the Voltaic hatchery. The golden minion turns. Golden brown. Buffed and ready, we face our final Chersonese mini-boss, the Golden Matriarch. It dishes out rapid bursts of lightning, so I have to time my flamethrowers or risk getting caught in a chain lightning reaction. But after a slow roast, the lobster is served. Her golden days are gone. Light particle drop is guaranteed, and a floating lightning pretzel drops another one, together with a very rare quartz. A lever puzzle could open this barrier to a unique lexicon, but since my left hand can only hold light sources, the book is left to rot in the darkness. Back outside, our journey officially begins, as we step foot into the Abrassar forest. Berg is close, but first a tower visit. We brulee some ghosts, a moldy pretzel, and open a lever that opens a distant door. I'll show you a shortcut an Alpha Coral Horn once taught me, as it tried to be spared. This one gets spare-ribbed instead. Quick climb. Some roasted bandits. We're in Berg. We learn the Mist Boon. Then we visit Rissa, who offers to blue wash our blood price if we join the Blue Chamber.
Wonderful news!
She tells us to prove ourselves, so we show our mana.
Now get off my back!
Will you pledge yourself to the continued survival of the Blue Chamber Collective?
And boom, we're in.
Alright, nice.
We drop 5 gold bars on prime real estate and become Bergen citizens of Perm. Rissa gives us a key to our grandmother's inheritance in Sierzo's storage room, so we make a trip back.
Oh no, come on!
The innkeeper also warns us of bandits planning to take over Sierzo, but that's hardly a priority.
Whoa, I'm glad you're back!
Back in Sierzo, Burak sends us to Ito, who makes a disguise and gives us a password to sneak into the bandits' headquarters.
I can modify one of my Kazite masks to fit you.
But first, more important things, Granny's gift. We open the storage room and... one of 4 Virgin Lanterns is once enchanted with Copper Flame, giving green light, poisoning and weakening enemies, but no direct damage. At this point I was feeling cheeky, and given Virgin Lanterns are not the best way to use legacy chests, I decided to upgrade my equipment. I created 4 grandchildren.
Rise and shine!
Each time running straight to the storage, and then using split screen to fetch the upgraded items. I have never used Orichalcum armor, and I thought this was the right time. Stat increases are negligible, but it looks good with my hats, so I'm happy. Back to Sevin Sierzo. Vendavel's spies have poisoned the water.
This worries me. Can you lend me a hand?
So we need 2 power coils to fix the Puri-Fire. Vendavel Fortress is on the same beach where we landed after our Conflux Mountain escapade, but we surely can't just walk in. We just walked in.
Well now, what do we have here?
Croc here usually throw us in the slammer, but instead we get him drunk, and he rushes off to fight Burak.
Yeah!
What a crock of shit. Hey, a power coil.
Give me a hand, will you?
We give the password to the guards and ditch the disguise. Upstairs, Witch Balira offers a deal. Kill her former husband, whom she cursed into a Wendigo, and she leaves Sierzo alone.
Track my former husband down and kill him.
I literally just said that. Anyway, we already burned him to a crisp, so she obliges.
Thanks.
Handing over a second power coil. Last warlord, Rospa.
You want me to call off the destruction of Cierzo?
I've always fought him, but I need one more power coil.
Then bring that Nanzone, that black-hearted traitor, to me.
He wants Ito delivered to him. Ito will die.
You have news of him? I knew it. That Nanzone, that black heart. He would kill so many just to punish me.
I'm sorry, Ito.
Do not be.
I feel so dirty. Wait, where's my power coil? With 2 power coils, the engineer rewards us with a coil lantern. Now Flamethrower deals lightning damage, but he needs coils to recharge. Speaking of which, I'm still 1 power coil short for the backpack. Oh well. Risa's key also unlocks her personal chest, so let's check it out. Oh, Croc is here. A power coil. Ito's sacrifice was not in vain. Let's go get to our backpack. Montcalm Fort. Kill everyone. Plug the 2 coils. And we have Mefino's portable trailer. We're done here. Back to Berg.
This is your task.
Relations with the Vant are getting explosive.
I'll be there shortly.
So our general meeting is called.
Hi?
Oh, Roland's here.
No way.
Don't fuck this up, Roland.
This meeting is a waste of time.
All the Vant want stuff.
No way.
Current Levant says no.
This will not stand.
Oliel is now a cyborg.
I really don't want to talk about it.
Politics.
Did you check the inn to see if they've arrived in Berg yet?
I go check the inn for the last delegation when I'm suddenly dragged away by Outward's visual storytelling. No budget for a green screen explosion? At least it was not Roland this time! Back at the Blue Chamber, chaos erupts. A new passage opened to the Ancestors' resting place. Tampering. Giant roaches. A dead historian point to a bandit hideout in the south, but no sign of Risa. While here we take out the Crusher. As a human, he is weak to decay, so our green chromotherapy handles him well. Convenient, since his armor completely nullifies any direct damage from our flamethrower. Screw this switch too. At the end, we hear the Prince of Levant has been assassinated, unlocking Blood Under the Sun, our ticket to Abrassar. I jog south and we run into an obsidian elemental, immune to burning and poison, annoying but manageable one-on-one. At the bandit's cabin, we find the captors and free Risa.
Well done.
On the way back, we check out a dungeon under a tree, where we fight the dog robot thing from Transformers 2. That lever that we pulled earlier opened this room. We get Merton's fire poker. Can't use it of course, but it's lightweight and it looks fire. While waiting for our next task, why not grab our next legacy item? It's in the Vigil pylon. The last one was in Cierzo's storage room, so this should be just as easy. Two fire golems roast me. The irony. I wake up halfway across the region, rest in Berg, and return to finish the job. The rest of the Vigil pylon is a ghost-infested teleport maze, with the chest guarded by an obsidian elemental and a burning man. How was that old hag able to get all the way here? Nearly got toasted, but we claim our second virgin lantern, Sanguine Flame. It glows red, turns flamethrower into direct decay damage, and causes bleeding instead of burning. Outside Berg, we find an ash giant. I wonder if it's okay to kill it. It's okay. We then face the face of the ancients. Inside, a merchant wants a statue. Just say no, trust me bro.
What now?
In the hot zone, we find burning men.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
More burning men. And a fire elemental cowardly sniping me in the back. What? I wake up outside. I rest and try again, letting poison do the work this time. The final hurdle is 2 obsidian elementals. Remember when I said 1 was manageable? 2, not so much. Poison immunity, homing missiles, burning. By the time I was done, I was the Ancient. This literal smoking hot statue requires an idol to activate. In the cold zone,
Oh, shiver my timbers!
we breeze past ghosts and the nice elemental before facing the first cannibal.
Derry!
Just another Wendigo similar to the one we fought in the Ghost Pass. Really, nothing to say here. I said nothing to say. He goes up in smoke. We grab the little statue and claim our dagger reward. Don't sell it, trust me bro. Rissa has a new task. Apparently there's a war.
The war goes very poorly.
Levantine troops at the forest edge? If you say so, Rissa.
What do you know about the Ash Giants?
She wants us to broker an alliance with the Ash Giants in the Hallowed Marsh. Perfect timing, our next breakthrough is there. We head out and are immediately greeted by golden minions, bandit humans, and a jade dancer. The ziggurat leads through the toxic marsh. And our next mini-boss, the Altered Gargoyle. The only one outside the Three Brothers DLC. He seems lonely, so I invited 2 Tuonosaurs over. It was fun. Further north, we find some giant ruins. Inside, a book on Ash giant culture, which might help later. A wide assortment of trogs, and a unique shield we, of course, can't use. At the giant's village, the chief tests us.
Oh, now they consider High Lord Seal important. If you want alliance talk, you need to prove you have goodwill for us.
By making us fetch roots from a reptilian lair. I wonder what's inside. In Monsoon, the Pope fills us in on giant religion. We then unlock our second breakthrough, Leyline connection. Passive mana regen means no more turnip soup dependency. We also grab fire affinity and some tier 1 skills. Ah right, the roots. Oh Elat, the diners are learning how to use fire. We grab the roots, take a detour to another entrance, and turn Razorhorn Stegosaur into Rebuy Stegosaur. I decide to take on a local Alpha Tuonosaur, but I guess the game had a different plan. Alright, time for negotiations. We flaunt our Ash Giant knowledge, tickle the chief's fragile Ash Calinity, and even give him an exiled giant's heart. As one does.
We will join Blue Chamber Collective.
Then we drink giant's blood, gaining the Blood of Giants passive. Nice. We find a dead pilgrim, triggering the Puri-Fire quest. Bandits kidnapped travelers to a western hideout. We torch some, but something's off. Corruption, Immaculates, and secret Sorobor involvement with the Scourge? That's not very halal.
Brother,
Notes lead us to a cave where we find final proof of shady dealings. The mayor in Monsoon uses this intel to increase defenses to the city and sends us to Berg.
If you want to do something about Sorobor's involvement, you'll have better luck in Berg.
How convenient. But first, we need to drain the swamp. The next mini-boss lives in a maze full of poison, dinosaurs and zero visibility. Hate it. The plan? Stack 100% decay resistance, zoom past enemies, find the mini-boss and leave.
Target locked.
That annoying troglodyte is an up name. It runs instead of fighting. It's immune to burning and poison, so I have to freeze it with direct flamethrower damage. Slow down being a godsend. No loot, pure frustration. What? Next, the Plague Doctor, one of the 2 marsh liches. Living in a fortified ziggurat, opening his chamber requires pulling 2 levers, guarded by dancers and golems. I almost die on the way there, so I just sprint past the guards. 1 lever. And 2. Because I'm so corrupted, a ghost periodically appears and throws fire at me, but I can use Mace Imbue to convert its mild annoyance into on-demand warm boon, since I still don't have the skill. Ready for the Plague Doctor. It deals mostly decay damage, no problem, as we have 100% decay resistance. Until he breaks our armor, that is. Initially I tried to use the coil lantern, as it is weak to lightning, but it's very low on battery, and I eventually opt to set him on fire. Its attacks are quite unrelenting, but after a while I find the rhythm, and the Doctor gets Doctor-wrecked. Doesn't die though, and offers to craft Tsar weapons instead, which we don't need. You know what we also don't need? Getting our lights knocked out by a sword golem, while retrieving a Tsar stone, which we also don't need. Never mind. Second Lich, the Light Mender, in his Pyre of Light. Golden minions, specters, and a teleport puzzle guard our way. Oh look, Granny's third security deposit box, because of course a 90-year-old managed to cross the swamp and stash her virgin china in Alicia's basement. Angel Light Virgin Lantern, for Lightning Flamethrower. At the top, Light Mender threatens us, but we fight anyway. I'm a bit concerned about this one, as unlike with the Plague Doctor, I am not 100% resistant to lightning. However, unlike the Plague Doctor, he is also not as relentless, so we find easy openings to stack burning. Hopefully there's not a third Lich immune to fire in our future. Once defeated, he offers freebies. And we are ready to return, very slowly, to Berger. We wrap up the Puri-Fire quest by reporting back to Risa. We also inform her of our diplomatic success with the Giants, which will turn out to be a blunder on my part. Next, our mutton and our final breakthrough, which means I need to grill all mini-bosses in the Embercar forest. And as the saying goes, only you can start a forest fire. First stop, the giant hive. We sprint past the bug-infested halls, straight to the giant of the hive's den. Weak to both decay and burning, it gets flamed with all the colors of the wind. As long as I avoid direct hits, it should be fine. Buzzing. Next, the Cabal Wind Temple. Overrun by Scourge, we navigate the corruption, blowing up any pursuers. The Vile Illuminator lurks in a dark corner, surrounded by lesser Illuminators. Their healing drags the fight out. But just as I run out of mana, damage over time finishes the job. Finally, the one I always dread, the Royal Manticore. It bounces, poisons, and hits like a train. Pure agony for my melee builds, but ironically, I have the upper hand. Weak to fire and with no immunities, it can't out-heal my constant burning and poison. I still get close to dying, but by keeping my distance and reapplying fire, the royal pain in the ass gets its ass toasted. With every mini-boss cleared, it's time to head to Amaten for our final breakthrough, and then to Levant courtesy of Blood Under the Sun. Wait. Blood Under the Sun has been updated? Remember that blunder I mentioned earlier? Blood Under the Sun fails automatically when the third faction quest begins. If I hadn't reported back to Rissa about the Giants, I could have gone to Levant right away. But now, no quest marker, no invitation. We learn some touchy skills to reduce enemy resistances to some elements, and then we pick our last breakthrough.
Bloodlust.
which heals all stats on enemy kills. We also learn Cleanse to remove corruption and Lockwell's Revelation for bonus elemental damage when tired. Very convenient. But now it's time to update the wardrobe. Orichalcum armor has served us well, but it's so last season. First, let's gather some mats. What time is it? Fashion show time. New look, new bag. More space, fast roll and bullish design. As snow retreats and spring blooms, the pink horror set is ideal for the decadent woman who likes to catch the eye. Its decay damage bonus pairs beautifully with the rust and copper flame virgin lantern, creating a monstrous yet elegant ensemble. But if fleshy fluffs, googly eyes and movement speed penalties aren't your thing, the antique plate set might suit you better. With solid protection, a fire damage bonus, and the unique option to tailor it with Spirit of Levant enchantment for decay damage, it's a versatile classic look. Refined, hot and decadent, my outfit of choice.
Yes!
Fashion waits for no one, but now it's time to save the world. Reset tells us about Whispering Bones.
This collection of memories is the heart and soul of the collective. The Scarlet Lady is moving against us. I need you to join the Cryptea. I have already asked Roland.
She also runs the Cryptea, a secret society protecting it from the Scarlet Lady. We're recruited, as is Roland. So much for exclusivity. Roland is sent to get mana at the Conflux Mountain.
This is troubling.
We find him cowering from the local mana mantis.
Oh. What? I don't know. Oh, man. I don't.
Man, leave me alone, man. I'm talking about that old question, man. No question. Man, I'm not like my dang mother, man. But when you gonna get married? Don't make me grandmother, no.
Thankfully, Outward doesn't do escort missions, and he teleports to the Leyline, where he sacrifices too much life for mana.
Oh, Hilat's name. Everything hurts. Everything hurts.
This is definitely not going to bite him back in the ass.
I wanted as much mana as I could take. There's this cave on the beach near Cierzo.
He asks us to accompany him to a cave near Cierzo. We go there and we find him cowering from an electric lobster this time. Come on, Roland, mana up.
I've made a terrible mistake. I'll see you back in Berger.
We are tasked with killing a special shell horror.
No.
Here's the plan.
Unfortunately, Roland has erectile dysfunction issues with his purple sword.
Oh no!
And he asks us to get him a trinket to stiffen it up.
Here's what I need.
I swear I can't make this shit up.
Oh, thank you. All right, I'm on my way there.
We enter the Cabal-Wing Temple, where Roland is waiting for us. The horror goes down fast, but Roland's closing speech is cut short by more enemies.
We did it! We actually...
Then, disaster, or so we're told.
Can you go fetch Julius?
One of the Cryptea was seduced by a lady in red.
She said if I don't get into that necropolis, my mistress will kill me.
Just so we're clear, the secret society against the Scarlet Lady got thirst trapped by a lady in red. She fled to the necropolis, where we find Gabriella.
Ghosts started pouring out!
And a lot of ghosts. Also the Ancestral Guardian mini-boss, which comes accompanied by 3 little skeletons, and is only accessible at this point of the story. Further down, we are told, but not shown, by Roland that the lady in red has corrupted Whispering Bones.
Thank a lot you made it.
Only he can save the spirits, on account of him being almost a ghost himself.
I know exactly what I have to do.
He merges with the collective. Maybe it's for the best. Make the ghost of it, buddy. We get the Lantern of Souls. It gives elemental resistance and makes Flamethrower DL ethereal damage. Half the damage, but no durability, so we can spam it all day long.
You have my deepest gratitude.
3 days later, we are tasked with brokering peace. The war is somehow ending.
The situation between us and Levant has just shifted. A truce has just been declared. I need some tact and diplomacy from you.
We light up our perennial argon lamp and lead the way with the flame of diplomacy.
You've just made a terrible mistake!
First, we pestered Sagard Battleborn until he agrees to retreat his forces.
You fight dirty. I respect that.
As per the giants, they see the light and also agree to peace.
We accept peace.
The Montcalm tribe also just agrees.
Can't refute that. We agree to declare peace with Levant.
Something about ghosts. Although it is weird to see them not hostile.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
Then, monsoon.
What?
Oh god.
We gather here today under Elat's eye to bring an end to the hostilities between the Blue Chamber Collective and the heroic Kingdom of Levant.
Get on with it.
Calixa, Queen of Levant, has been shot. Rissa and King Simeon negotiate while Elat, the literal god, watches. Elat revives Calixa, making her a goddess too.
The ritual of ascension will magnify my presence here.
This transubstantiation attracts a scourge attack, and we must defend the city. Since we finished Puri-Fire, Monsoon has extra help, making this easy. Time to purge this place. The final enemy is the Butcher of Men, a fabulous pink Immaculate. He gets butchered and barbecued instead. The war is officially over.
That was unexpected. I'm glad you came along. You're free to do as you please. I trust your instincts.
Rissa hands out some freebies and loving parting words, and we have officially completed Outward's main quest, using only torches and lanterns. Thank you so much for watching. If you had fun and you would like to see a part 2, or maybe just a completely different challenge, let me know. Either way, this is my first video and it took several weeks to make, so your support is much appreciated. Until next time, this is Anton Blue Sand, and I wish you all safe journeys.